Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rocket League Ireland. We're streaming here today, live on a nice little Monday indeed. We're all quarantined inside our homes, of course, but we're here for the RLIS, the Rocket League Ireland Superstar Series. In Shooting Star today, the grand final, Satanta versus Nafina. But I am, of course, joined by the beautiful Mul. Mul, how are you keeping?
Hey, I'm not too bad. Thank you very much for having me today.
And Mull, big matchup, of course, and as we know, we should probably explain the format of the series first before we do anything else, because RLAS is very different to your typical Rocket League tournament. Game 1, of course, is a 3v3, Game 2 is a 2v2, and Game 3 is a 1v1. But then this is where things start getting a little bit more technical. Game 4 is decided by whoever is down in the series. So if one of these teams, one of them has to be down, of course, by Game 4, but they get the choice of either ones or twos at Game 4. Now, Game 5 goes back to a 3v3 if we get that far. Game 6 is whatever the opposite of Game 4. So, if Game 4 was a 1 series, Game 6 will be 2s. And finally, Game 7 is a 3v3 again. Mull, one of the most spectacular things this season in RLIS across the board, All Star, Shooting Star, and Rising Star, is every single playoff game has gone to Game 5. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it really is. You can tell that the skill level is very equal when you're going into these games. So the only thing that's going to be down is if the team makes a good play in the game and outsmarts the opposition. So like games in this tier are going to be very interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are going to hop into the game then. It is, of course, on Champions Field, and as you can see there, it is a best of 7. I am just going to throw the game audio up because I had it down quite a bit, but hopefully that's not too much for most people. Mull, who do you fancy here today? It is the grand final. Who's it on? Is it Nafina or Satanta?
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with Satanta because I've seen these players play. All right. So basically, when these guys have a good game, they have a really good game. So I'm hoping that today, because they've worked really hard for this, I'm hoping that they work together, they pop out the passing plays. I feel like these guys, when they have it down, they get really good passing plays on the pitch, and they outsmart their opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first thing I have noticed is that the scoreboard has decided to shaft me. Whenever I go into private matches beforehand, the scoreboard's always the opposite of what I think it is, Mull. I don't know why that is. But anyway, we'll fix that after this game. Just know that it is actually Nafina in the blue and Satanta in the orange. Ignore what this overlay is doing. But here we go now. A lot of pressure already from Nafina here, and a big miss there on the wall. I think it was from Dormer. But Naylor now manages to retain control of the ball. Zexel, nice little fake there on Jay Prey. And Jay Prey already looking to try and outsmart this Satanta team. Naylor now up very fast, but Clover almost makes it in. Clover, of course, he is the only non-Irish player in this grand final, so a lot of pressure on him to perform here today, Mo.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like he's been here a good while though, so he's going to be really settled in on the pitch, and he's good friends with a good few of the people on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeddah, of course, rocking that Pittsburgh Knights decal. I'm a fan of that decal myself, so well done there to Jeddah for that. He's got my vote of confidence here. But Naylor hits an absolute boomer up the field now. He's going for a bit of a bump on Lapsy, but Lapsy manages to make the touch. Glover knocks the ball into the corner. Dormer tries to look midfield to Zexel. Zexel's put a shot on net. Dormer's going to get the dunk, but he doesn't even need to. And it's 1-0 already in this series. And I don't know who missed that, but I think it was Lapsley in net.
Yeah, it looks like Dormer. I think Lapsley just expected Dormer to hit it with a boomer, but Dormer just couldn't reach it, so he got that nice little quote-unquote fake in behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. 1-0 now already to Satanta here. And Satanta, of course, they've had a really big run throughout this competition. They're the 4th seed. They took down the number 1 seed in the playoffs, the only team to do that across any of the tiers. So Satanta, of course, are a really well-respected team. Naylor now looking for the double. Naylor with the double! Oh, he almost gets it. That could have been dangerous. Clover now knocks it into midfield. Naylor goes up for the good interception by Naylor. Dormer with an absolute unbelievable finish. Mull, that man, your land teammate. Good player, isn't he?
I swear, Dormer's a very on and off person. You'll catch him on a bad day, but when he's on his good day, he is smacking in shots, Robin. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, what an unbelievable aerial there by Dormer. I didn't catch who was in net there who made a mistake by driving up the post like the bots. But unfortunately, hopefully they won't have to do that again because Nafina really need to step up here because they're already down 2-0 in this series. Naylor now knocks it into the corner. Clover tries to make a touch on it, but Dormer, excellent boost uses there to make a touch out to Naylor. And we're already in a 2v1. Lapsley gets baited in once again. It's not the first time in this series that Lapsley has been baited into that challenge. He'll need to step up a little bit here as he's been caught out with the pace of the game. Double commit there from Nafina as they knock the ball downfield. Dormer now, quite low boost. Doesn't bait in the challenge correctly though and gives up possession of the ball. But a nice dunk there from Dormer on Clover. And a lot of pressure coming out here from Setanta. That's not how I expected the threes game to go at all. Dormer now hits the ball upfield on net, but a good save from Jay Dupre. Zexel hits an absolute ripper on net, and it hits the upper 90, but not quite in. And Zexel, of course, he is one of the only players in a long time who's not on PC to make it into a final in any kind.
Yeah, but you can tell that he's really sitting comfortable in here. That was a really close shot from Jay Dupre there. But straight off the bat, you can really tell that Zexel, Dormer, and Naylor are playing very well together. And as I was saying before, when these guys are on and they have the passing plays going, they're very much unstoppable in this tier.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little fake there from Clover to bait Dormer into the challenge. And a nice challenge there from Jay Dupre. And now all of a sudden, this is going to be an open net for Jay Dupre. Jay Dupre with the pre-flip, but he can't get it, and he misses the ball. They're going to be kicking themselves, Mul, after that.
I swear.
Jay Dupre now looking for another aerial there. Zexel gets the touch, but Clover does enough with Dormer with a miraculous save. And he's been playing absolutely insane. He's on an on day today, isn't he?
I swear I'm telling you that much now. You can tell these guys are playing very well together, but Jay Dupre really did let his team down a little bit with not making that shot. And the save again.
This pressure, they can't keep up this defense. There's no way they can keep up this defense. It's going on way too long at this moment in time. And this is absolutely unbelievable. But it looks like they've managed to break out, Mul.
Definitely. Like Naylor, with the two guys, Dormer and Zexel pushed up, Naylor's playing a very good third man as well.
Yeah, a lot of pressure here now for Nafina. They can't afford to go one game down. It's already a lot of expectation on this Nafina team. They were definitely seen as the strongest team in Shooting Star this season. Anything less than a win will be seen as a disappointment. And a fantastic challenge from Dormer there. Zexel now tries to challenge in the midfield, but a nice little pop there by Lapsley. Jay Dupre puts it off the backboard, but Naylor intercepts really well. Zexel now, he's backwards in net. It's going to be all about what Lapsley does here, but Lapsley can't get a touch on it. And 45 seconds left here. Mul, it's looking dangerous for Nafina.
Yeah, Nafina are really going to have to... Ooh, that was a close shot from Dormer. Yeah, Nafina are really going to have to try and step up and make a passing play or something just to outsmart them, because the defense on Setanta, they're keeping really well.
Oh, another post shot from Lapsley. They must be absolutely kicking themselves at this moment. I think that's the fourth time that they've hit the post or the crossbar in this game, Mul. And time's running out. Or 20 seconds left. Can they do it?
They really have to try and make something here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because Naylor's holding down the defense really well.
10 seconds left, and it's looking like Setanta are going to take game one here. Zexel fires a ripper on Epilapsy with a good interception. Jay Dupre goes for a shot. No way that's in. No way. That is absolutely great. A great effort. But unfortunately for them, Setanta take game one, and let me tell you, they will be delighted with that performance. 1-0 to Setanta.
Yeah, that was such a good game to Setanta. As I was saying before, if this team works together, they're playing so well. But there's a few things we have to mention there. Jay Dupre with that flip because he ran out of his boost management to just hit off the corner, and then Dormer with an amazing save, and then Naylor doing really well being the third man. I feel like Naylor really held the team together there in this defense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I guess what's the big thing you're looking for really here from Mul on this Nafina team? Because I mean, they had a lot of chances to score in that game, but they weren't able to do it in the end. Is it Lapsley in the midfield, Jay Dupre with his shooting, or was Clover just not doing enough there? What was it for you that you really saw?
I'm going to have to say, it doesn't look like that they're really communicating to make plays. It looks like each person's just trying to make a separate play and try and take advantage of their teammates when something good happens. But they're really going to have to try and talk about what they're doing and conversate on actually making a play as a team. Because it looks like they were all trying to do solo.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we're going to get into game two here. Of course, it's 2v2. And I'm thinking of the two duos right now, Dormer and Naylor. And I'm thinking probably Jay Dupre and Lapsley, I think. What do you think? Nafina are kind of spoiled for choice, aren't they?
Ooh. Yeah, I think Clover's going to get onto this. I feel like Clover's going to take a position in this too. Maybe him and Jay Dupre. But yeah, no, your prediction with Dormer and Naylor on the opposite team, I'm pretty confident with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're about to get in here now to game number 2. 1-0 up in the series. There's Setanta. Let's see who they've gone with here. And it's Dormer Naylor versus Lapsley and Jay Dupre. I called it. I knew it.
yeah, you did.
Here we go now. Game 2. In terms of duos, Dormer and Naylor have been reasonably successful this season, but Lapsley and Jay they've been very good. Jay especially, I think he's playing up a level, and he's been really kind of dominating this season. What are your thoughts on that, Mul? Who do you think is going to win this now?
I don't know. It's a bit of a hit or miss because if, as I was saying before, if Dormer's hitting his shots, he can really like literally. There you go. You know what I mean? If Dormer's hitting the shots and Naylor's such a good fundamental player, so he really holds down defense and he's really good at being in the right position. So if this team holds it down together, they're really going to take this win again.
Hit or miss, the chat is saying, Mul. As you're saying,
I guess they never miss, huh?
Yeah, they never miss, clearly, because this Dormer, man, he's playing absolutely insane. But we're only 20 seconds in. Let's not call it too early yet. A nice little fake there from Naylor to make Jay go for that boost, and he stays on the ball now, and that's going to buy Dormer a lot of time to make a challenge here. Lapsley now takes the ball up the wall, maybe. He thinks about it, but he gets the boost, so he's actually maybe going to go for an air dribble here. Lapsley now tries a shot on net, but Naylor with a great challenge and Dormer with a booming clear down the field. Jay now gets caught. He's got not got a lot of boost here. It's going to be on Lapsley to make a touch. He goes up the post, but he manages to get a reasonable clear. Naylor finds an absolute dipper, a lob in Van Persie on net, but Dormer!
Ooh!
MVP?
Ooh, maybe? Yo, why is Dormer popping off right now? Dormer,
where was he at LAN?
I know. Dormer, that was an absolute banger bottom right. Jesus.
Jay almost got that save. He got a good touch on him, but it wasn't enough to keep it out of the net. And 2-0 now up in this series as Setanta are looking absolutely on fire at this moment in time. Naylor now catches the ball beautifully in the corner. Nice comms there from Naylor and Dormer. You can tell that they've been working on those comms. I don't know if you saw their semi-final game versus the number 1 seed, the Rebels, but the comms from these guys is excellent from that duo in particular, Mul.
Yeah, I'd say playing with Dormer and Lan, he has very straightforward. Oh, nice another shot from Naylor. But yeah, Dormer and Lan has very good comms. He's good at listening as well. And I know Naylor's a very good in-game leader. So how I see it going, Naylor's just trying to tell Dormer some stuff, and Dormer's listening really well and taking advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chad, of course, Mul is memeing you over the noises you're making. There are some strange noises, guys, I have to say. Mul sounds like he's enjoying himself a lot here.
I'm very excited.
But it is a really good series that we're watching at this moment in time. But Nafina, they have to strike back. They're 3-0 down in this game. If they go two games down, it's looking like trouble for them. And the one thing I would say is Setanta definitely do not have a very good ones player, whereas Nafina, I would say, have 2 good ones players. So Nafina can strike back in game 3, but you know, if you're losing the 2s and you're losing the 3s, it makes it a lot harder to win a series, doesn't it, Mul?
Yeah, definitely. Like, from personal experience, if you lose the 3s, you're going to say in 2s, all right, let's snap out of this. But if you lose the 2s, you're just going to be like, whatever happens in the 1s happens. And then it's all about the mentality. You're just going to keep going lower and lower every time you lose a series. So they're really going to have to try and do something in the rest of this 2s game.
Yeah, absolutely. Dormer bits in a great challenge there from Jay but Jay manages to get a good touch on it. Lapsley now knocks the ball off the backboard. Dormer goes in on a low boost challenge, very high risk challenge, and he's putting Naylor now in a 2v1 situation, but Lapsley's just not able to get off with a touch here, but Dormer misses the boost. But Naylor really stepping up. He has been asking a few people, do you reckon I can get into All-Star next season? Now, I'm not sure on that, but that's a huge miss there from Dormer, and Lapsley's going to put this one in. And those are the kind of challenges you have to hit the ball on. Even if you're not going to put it on net, you have to do it, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. In the words of Naylor in All-Star, I feel like if he was to keep grinding, he could easily make it an All-Star. But I feel like they were just getting a bit comfortable there, and Dormer misanticipated the ball and just sort of flipped out away.
Yeah, absolutely. A comeback chance now on here for Nafina. But of course, they are still 2 goals down here. Lapsley misses the boost in the corner critically for him, so he's not going to be able to do much with this unless he still has a bit. Dormer now with a decent challenge on the ball. And Naylor's going to be able to turn and hit an absolute ripper on net if he can put this in top ends, which he is going to do. And there's no one back for Nafina, and I wonder where Lapsley went there. Did he go off for boost again? He does. Lapsley has a habit of doing this. I've noticed this actually in the 3s, Mul. Lapsley likes to go for those corner boosts.
Yeah, you can really see that he's more of a 3s player, and he just needs to force himself to try and pick up pads in order to succeed in the 2s game.
D is for dodgy. D is for dodgy flips, or D is for Dormer is trending in the chat right now. D is for deranking is also known as another Dormer one at the moment, but Dormer says to shut up to me because he puts another one in net.
Honestly, this is just you can really see that Setanta are really outpacing Nafina at the moment. It doesn't really look like Nafina are communicating once again as it was in the 3s. I'm not really seeing any teamwork.
Yeah, they're not looking very good, and I agree with you. The teamwork doesn't look like it's there. It looks like two decent individuals playing against a really, really good duo. Again, though, I point back to the fact that, well, Lapsley's going to score this one, surely, unless he messes it up, and he does.
Yeah.
I'm going to point back to the fact that in the ones, I think, is where Nafina will be strong, and I'm sure that that's going to be their choice games for the rest of today. But a good finish here from Lapsley, a really risky challenge there. I think it was Naylor, but maybe you saw different.
No, no, no. It looked like it may have just been Naylor that pushed a bit too forward there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dormer, and that's a huge
Dormer.
miss on the kickoff. Let's check ping just in case. But no, it looks like Lapsley was too busy doing... Well, I'm not sure what he was doing. Jada Prey turns. Lapsley... Oh, what is... Ooh.
Yeah, you see, in key moments... Oh, sorry. In key moments, it's about keeping the pressure. But as soon as you get a goal up and then lose a goal straight away, it really does demoralize you a little bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Big one there. For those of you who are giving out about the names at the bottom of the screen in the chat, I like to be able to switch between them because I can't remember the keybinds for them, so I'm going to leave them there. If you're not happy, go watch RLCS. Naylor now fires one on net again. Jada Prey with a great save, but Dormer happens to be there. Dormer with a double touch, but no, Lapsley just about makes a good save there. People are asking in the chat, how's Gitsy? I don't know if Gitsy's actually in the chat or if they're just memeing Naylor. They're asking him how's the loan for the credit union PC and stuff like that. So chat's getting a little bit cheeky right now, isn't it?
I think the chat's trying to get into Naylor's head because he's playing really well during these games.
Yeah, well, Dan can try all he wants to get into people's heads, but unfortunately, it's not looking like it's working at this moment in time. Naylor now just wasting time off the clock. Really intelligent play there from him. Dormer with a good challenge on net, but Lapsley... No, Dormer will get there in time. He does fire a decent shot on net, but unfortunately for Lapsley, it's not quite good enough. Dormer now with a nice pop. A really good flick there from Dormer. Over the top of Lapsley, but Jada Prey manages to take the ball. He rolls it up the wall there now. Now he's going to go for an air dribble here. Unless he messes it up, he should be good for another air dribble. He goes for the bump and net, but Naylor manages to make a good save. And 30 seconds left. This game is all but over, Mul.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like there's not anything little. Oh, close from Dormer. There's not anything little that Nafina had to improve on. I feel like they just really got outpaced by Setanta, and the team, they weren't really working together as a team. Hopefully in the ones because in the ones it's going to be a 1v1 and no one's going to have to communicate with each other, so the person who's playing that should be able to hopefully take it.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to play for the 1v1, but that is some very interesting mechanics there from Naylor. A perfect ad for anyone looking for pick up Naylor next season in All-Star, as you can tell here. Amazing mechanics, really. And 6-3, Naylor won't care though. They're about to take game 2 here and move 2-0 up in the series. Naylor now takes the ball up the wall. Another unbelievable showpiece of his amazing mechanics there. And that's game. Dormer, Naylor take game 2 off of Lapsley and Jada Prey. They go 2-0 up in the series. Mul, what are we thinking? The better team definitely won that one, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I just got to ask you, was it you before this started that you were rooting for Nafina?
Oh, definitely not. No.
No? All right.
No,
well, yeah.
no.
I was very, as I said at the
Dormer's
start.
my bro, man. Come on.
No, as I was saying at the start, though, you can really stay behind Setanta. Like, they've been playing well all season. Disregarding a few times they didn't really work together. But as I said at the start, if these guys can work together, they really do play off good plays at a high level. And you can really tell that they were just outpacing their opponents and making good shots and being good in defense. You know, it was a very solid game from them.
Yeah,
for play to Dormer.
14 shots to 8 in the end, so you can see a bit of dominance there coming out from Setanta. And almost the exact same points, 8-8-1, 8-1-1, close enough to each other. But Lapsley, I did feel like, was a little bit out of the play on the defensive side. He made a couple of key errors in that game. He's going to be looking to pick it up, though, of course, as himself and Dormer are rocking the Season 13 Grand Champion title, the most valued one in the game, of course. But yeah, next game up, of course, is going to be the ones. And why does it say we're joining? Weird. I've never seen that before.
Who do you think is going to go on the ones?
Well, we already can see one is Clover, and who is going to play against him? Let's find out. Are they going to sacrifice, or are they going to throw all? It's Naylor. Ooh. What's your money on, Mul? Call it now.
I don't know. Naylor's been grinding the ones recently. You know what I mean? And I haven't really seen Clover grinding the ones, so I feel like Naylor's going to get this.
You've heard it here, guys. Naylor favourite for this match. Naylor now on the ball. Of course, we're very used to casting 1v1s lately, obviously with the Irish 12 Titans, and if you're looking for something really good and enjoyable to go back and watch, you should go back and watch the final yesterday between Ineffable and Rob Kieran, and that was an absolutely spectacular showcase of high-level ones ability here in Rocket League Ireland. But Clover now on the ball, trying to do whatever that was, that little freestyle he was trying to do there on Naylor, but not quite able to do anything good on it. Clover now bangs the ball down the field. He's got a lot of boost to work with here. Naylor pops it high. Clover now maybe looking for a demo here. Can't quite see with the camera angle there. But already a lot of respect shown from both these guys. They try and kind of feel each other out here. Naylor now rolls the ball up the wall. Clover in a dangerous position. Clover not with a very good touch. Can Naylor get around it? He squeezes it in, and Mul. Have you called it right, I wonder?
I think so. No, that may have been that was obviously a bad hit from Clover, but I feel like you can really see that Naylor's just playing a little bit more solid. Don't get me wrong, Clover's trying to play a bit faster than Naylor, but in terms of actually making plays, it looks like Naylor's doing a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Naylor now, good start for game 1 for him. But Clover gets the boost on the side. He's going to rush this one surely, but he loses the challenge, but he's going to be able to recover and get back with a good recovery there from Clover. Of course, as we mentioned, the only non-Irish guy in this tournament, and there is of course a weight of expectation on him. Of course, he does now have an org backing him, I think, Mul. So he's got a bit of pressure here to live up to this, and I'm sure his org are probably following him right now. But he now puts the ball over to the other side of the field, and Naylor's quite low on boost here. Clover now trying to see what Naylor can do. He's trying to bait in a challenge, but once you go up on the high end the wall like that, you're always putting yourself under pressure. And let's see if Naylor can capitalize here, but Clover does a good job of intercepting that touch in the corner. Naylor now, dodgy touch there on the side. I hope he's got enough boost to make this touch, but luckily for him, he actually manages to bump Clover off of that Mul, and Naylor is going to be counting his blessings there.
You can really tell that was a 200 IQ from Naylor.
Naylor, of course, one of our fellow casters. Of course, we have a lot of respect for him, not necessarily for his Rocket League ability, but just for the absolute amount of amazing insights.
Cursing on the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the amazing insights that he gives us. And Clover, again, the Phenom, been cursed by that post. And Naylor's surely going to score this, unless he absolutely rips it top ins. And that just sums up Naylor's shooting, doesn't it?
It really does. He pulled an LTX Sam.
Oh. LTX Sam looking for an all-star career. Oh, what a save!
What a save!
And Clover says, listen boys, be quiet. Let's watch this series because I'm here to play. And Naylor now has missed 2 glorious chances. And Clover now on the bounce dribble. He can't get the ball flicked off his car well enough. We're past half time here in this game, of course. But Naylor has baited in a challenge from Clover. I don't think that's going in. And it's not. But Clover now under huge pressure here to make that touch. But why does he go up the wall? That's surely going to be a goal for Naylor. And he finishes it. And Mul, what can you say? Clover, 2 wall plays, 2 misses.
I can tell you, that's the nerves. I feel like Clover is really feeling the nerves because he had good time to do something there and he just completely beamed it.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 now, 2 minutes left, of course. Easy to bring that back in ones, but Clover really needs to start creating some kind of pressure. The fact that he hasn't scored yet, not looking good for him. Fires one on net now. Naylor manages to save it, but not a great save in all circumstances. Clover does manage to get the boost in the corner. Naylor now is on 0, and he's going to get baited in here, and he gives away possession way too easily. And Clover finally scores, responds 2-1.
Yeah, that was a great challenge from Clover there. You could really tell that Naylor wasn't trying to make a play because he was low on the boost. So as soon as the ball came down, he just made a nice challenge and got it over him.
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you in the chat, of course, you are welcome to try and vote. It doesn't do anything, the exclamation mark, but do exclamation mark Clover, exclamation mark Naylor, and who you think is going to win this. Naylor, oh, he gets really lucky with that. But can he get around this Clover? I'm sure he's going to try and go for it. And he does. And now Naylor has got a really good chance, but he missed the boost in the corner. And Naylor's shooting has been absolutely terrible all day. And that hasn't changed. Oh, and he gets demoed as well. Mul, what are we thinking about that shooting? That's caster shooting, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. You can really tell that. No, you can just tell that he's trying to rush everything a bit too much. He's not giving himself the time that he needs to slot in the shots. But he's up a goal, so he can brush them off easy enough and just try and make it back again.
Yeah, well, I hope he doesn't regret it. And that's the second time in the last 30 seconds that he has missed the boost in that corner. And now he's under huge pressure. And Naylor, I'm not sure what he could have easily touched that. And Clover now making Naylor look like a bot.
I feel like he just really underestimated Clover there. I think he was thinking Clover's just going to move away, but Clover's trying to bring it back. You know what I mean? Clover's on a mission, so obviously Clover's going to slot that in.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-2 now. Naylor's going to be kicking himself. He's missed so many chances in this game. Fair play to Clover for coming back. And unless that ball hits the roof, Naylor should get a kickoff goal. And straight away, Naylor brings it back and tells me to be quiet. Good kickoff there from Naylor, though, right?
Yeah, he's doing what he has to do when he has to do it. Sounds a bit weird, but he's not making these goals, but he is a goal up. And then as soon as the Dormer makes the equalizer, Naylor gets the kickoff goal back in. So he's sitting all right at goal level. He's just a little bit ahead of Clover.
Yeah, absolutely. Naylor now another huge kickoff win. Clover really struggling in these kickoffs at this moment in time. And he's on the wall now, and we know what Clover has been doing on the wall in this game so far, and it hasn't been very pretty. Naylor now manages to take the ball up. If he goes back down, he might get the boost in the corner, and I'm sure he's going to be tempted to do that. And he does, and that's going to hurt Clover a little bit. There are only 35 seconds left in this game. Naylor doesn't want to go too close to Clover in case he gets baited into a challenge. He drives up the wall now, but Clover, 50 boost to work with, more than enough to do something. But Clover, the nerves, they're affecting him so badly. You can tell a terrible challenge by him there. But his recovery is going to be good enough. 20 seconds left, Mul. It's looking dire for Clover.
Yeah, honestly, you can really tell that these guys are just trying to really scrape out a bit of...
Oh,
no! What a flick!
Oh, what do I know?
He brings it back. It was a nice flick. It was a really good flick. He brings it back. He knew Naylor really wanted to try and save it because there's only 12 seconds left, but he makes a really nice flick to make it to the equalizer.
Yeah, Naylor, not good enough on the defense there, unfortunately for him, but credit to Clover. That was a really good flick, and now Clover wins his first really big kickoff win of the game so far. Misses the boost slightly, but manages to collect it in the end, and I'm sure he's going to be tempted to rip an absolute one on net, but unfortunately he's not able to. But no one's going to be able to recover to that, and we're going to overtime in Game 3. Mul, do you still stand by your prediction?
I don't know now. You never know. It's once. I'm going to stick by it. I'm a loyal friend.
Naylor fires one on net, but it's going to hit the crossbar. Clover now is going to be on a lot of boost here, and it's going to be all about Naylor's recovery, because if Clover manages to put this one on net, he could be in a lot of trouble. Naylor missed the boost in the corner, I think, and maybe Clover now is going to go for a doink here, but it's not quite a good enough one. But he gives possession away, but Clover misses the boost, and there's so many boost misses in this. You can tell why this is a shooting star, unfortunately, and not all-star, I think. Good demo from Naylor. Is this going to be the goal that wins him the game? Depends where Clover respawns. And he's going to get a lucky respawn. And he does. And Naylor's going to be so tilted by that. Clover now on possession of this ball. What's he going to do with it? Naylor's in so much trouble here with this. Is he going to be able to make the save? And he does just about. Clover's gotten caught in the net. Naylor just had... Oh, but he doesn't get the bounce that he was looking for. Clover now. He's not going to turn back on this. It would be not the wisest thing to do. But he goes for the boost in the corner, but Naylor tries to go for the demo, but he doesn't get it. And he has to be careful with those 50s, and Naylor, not very smart of him there to challenge that. He's very low on boost now as Clover. He's on a lot of it here. Manages to catch the ball. Naylor gets baited into the challenge, but I don't think Clover quite expected the Naylor to get such a good win off of that. Not sure if Naylor manages to pick up that boost, but Clover is going to put one on it, but it's a really poor shot from Clover. And Mul, 1 minute 20 in, and that's a long game, a long overtime for once, but is it going to be another wall play? But it's not. Whew.
This is really intense.
But that's the mistake, I think. I think that's in.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah. That must be so tilting. Game 3 goes to Naylor. You were right, Mul. And Satanta 3-0 up.
Look, there's so much that that went wrong during that game. You can really tell. I feel like both teams were just missing the boost, and they weren't really getting the plays that they wanted to. But the one thing that caught it out in the end was the overcommitting. The one thing in ones that you really don't want to do is overextend yourself, because you're the only person that can get back into defense. So really fair play to Naylor on that, and hard luck to Clover. But it was a really close game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 4-3 to Naylor. He almost blew it. Clover had a lot of shots, but none of them were that threatening on it, I don't think. Well, Nafina now, they're under big pressure. If they get swept here, it's not going to look good in the history books, is it? They need to do something. And of course, we're going into Game 4 now, and Game 4 was decided by whoever's down in the series, which is going to be Nafina. And it's going to be ones or twos. What do you reckon they'll go with? Do you reckon they'll go with twos, or do you reckon they might go with ones here, based off of what we've seen?
I reckon they're going to go with twos. I really feel like they don't want a repeat of what happened here, because losing after one goal and an OT is really going to break the morals of a team. So I feel like they're going to go back to the twos to try and reset themselves, to try and see if they can keep it back in, or at least get that game, and then go from there. But there's a lot of pressure on Nafina right now. You know, losing those 3 games, it really puts the team morale down. And for all we know, they're over with. But you never know. Maybe they're going to come out with something. But I think it's going to be the 2s.
I don't know if they've decided. Had they said what they're playing? We'll find out in a second. But obviously, the 2 managers here will probably have the game plans all ready to go for every possible situation. And I'm not sure what I would rather play if I was on Sam's side, to be honest. I'm sure I'd probably rather play the 1s because it's one less Nafina player to play against, or at least that's my logic. But Dormer in the 1s probably wouldn't be the greatest. I think Zexel normally plays ahead of Dormer actually in the 1s because Zexel's actually a bit better of a 1s player than Dormer. But in the 2s, you'd have to say probably Dormer and Zexel, or Dormer or Naylor and Zexel, I wonder. It's 2s they've gone with.
Oh, it is the 2s.
So you've called it right. It's got to be Zexel, and they're thinking about it. Naylor.
All right.
Here we go. Will Setanta manage to sweep Nafina in one of the most dominant series we've seen yet? Or can Nafina start the reverse sweep from here? The game kicks off, of course, and Clover gets caught on the wall once again. Jada Prey, of course, probably seen now as the team's strongest player. I think Zexel may have bumped his team at Naylor and net, but Zexel, really intelligent player in 1s.
Ooh.
And he puts a good flick on net, but Jada Prey manages to save it. And I'm looking to see, I guess, how Clover, we've already seen him play, but Zexel plays in particular. We haven't seen any bit of him at all, Mul, except for the 3s.
Yeah, and even in the 3s, he played really solid. So I feel like they brought him into the 2s to try and see how they do together. Because Naylor and Dormer took the game very well, if you ask me. I feel like it was a bit of a domination. So now they're up 3 wins, and I feel like they're just going to have a bit of fun. And that was a nice flick from Naylor.
Yeah, nice flick from Naylor, but more importantly, it was the challenge he got in the midfield. Brilliant play by Naylor once again. He's absolutely splitting the Nafina defense apart here. He's got that is that L1 plus triangle in FIFA locked up with the true balls ready to go here, and he's playing some phenomenal Rocket League, and he's definitely probably, well, I guess Dormer has to be my MVP so far if I was going to call one. But for me, Naylor's been playing some outstanding Rocket League as well. Jada Prey now trying to start something up here in the midfield for Nafina, not able to get a touch, but importantly for Naylor, he gets the touch on Clover's shot. Clover now tries a nice little cheeky shot on net, but not able to get it. And a lot of pressure now coming up here for Setanta. And Zexel really likes to kind of play that bim bam approach. But Zexel, he's going to fire a shot on net. Can Clover get there? And he can't. And Zexel, the bim bam approach is working, Mul.
Yeah, honestly. See, this was just another 2s mistake. If you're a 3s player, you're going to have that mindset that maybe you can make these challenges, but you really need to focus. Like 1s, you really need to be dominant on your defense. So I feel like that was just a bad mistake from Jada Prey going on the wall as the last man.
Yeah, absolutely. A big kickoff window by Jada Prey there, and as well as that, Clover manages to get the win, but Naylor's so smart, so intelligent. Doesn't have the mechanics to back it up sometimes, but he's got the brain sometimes to do some really good plays. Baiting the challenge from Clover and fakes him out of it. And they managed to survive this first passage of pressure here. Clover, not a very good touch in the midfield. Naylor now waiting for Jada Prey to get close, but Jada Prey just full on goes for the challenge, and it's important Zexel manages to touch this, and he does, but it's not a very good touch here, and nerves could be playing a factor here for Zexel, of course, who is looking to be the first console player in a while, I think, to win any kind of Rocket League Ireland tournament other than a Tier 2 tournament.
If you ask me, he looks like he's sitting pretty comfortable in here. I don't really see any disadvantages for the fact that he's on console. If anything, he's playing very solid, and he's got a nice bim-bam approach, if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely. Zexel now takes the ball downfield. 2v1 situation here, but Clover manages to get a good challenge off on the wall, but Naylor now in possession of the ball here. Let's see what he tries to do. Tries to catch it, but he makes a mess of it, really. And Clover also gets the boost in the corner, so now Setanta are under big pressure here. See what Jada Prey can do here with this ball. He goes up for a good aerial attempt on it, and he absolutely lobbing Van Persie's that ball in, and Jada Prey showing the aerial prowess.
You've got to give it to him. That was a really nice aerial from Jada Prey. They hit that angle as well. You can tell he really caught Naylor off guard there.
Yeah, Naylor with the Champ 2 aerial, of course. Not the fast aerial, just the double jump of tilting the car down there. Some phenomenal defending, I have to say. I did say I was going to rip into him today for some of the comments he was making yesterday, but yeah, absolutely. That's what he gets for picking Rob Kieran over ineffable. Naylor now catches the ball on the car. 2 minutes left in this game, and big pressure for Nafina. If they get swept here, I can't see how they can be happy with their performance this season because they're really seen as a better team than what they are. An amazing save there by Zexel. Clover looking for the spectacular but not able to get it, but Zexel once again bails Naylor out of it there. 145 left, and Mul, Nafina are starting to go through the gears.
Yeah, definitely. You can really see that Satanta are sitting pretty nice and comfortable. Zexel and Naylor are playing really well together, and then you have Clover and Jade Dupree, who are just really. It looks like they're trying to scrape in any opportunity that they can, but it's just not really working out for them.
Yeah, Naylor fires a shot on net, of course, but unfortunately not quite on the net itself, and gives away possession now. And Jade Dupree is probably going to go for a demo there, but Zexel is so intelligent, turns away from the ball, tries to bail in now Clover for the challenge here. He's going to look for a 50 on him. And he does do so, but Naylor rushes in on the challenge. Clover's not going to be able to see that ball, which is going to give Zexel a chance to turn for it, but Zexel, the big man, went back for a boost in midfield. Naylor now is up. It's going to maybe come off the ceiling, but it doesn't in the end, and Jade Prey gets a nice little touch off of it, but Zexel fires one on net, but not able to get there. But Clover, the nerves are coming out again, just like they do always with Clover. And he's really struggling here. And less than a minute left, and I don't know what way this can go, to be honest. I would have said Nafina on paper beforehand, but I haven't been very impressed so far with Clover, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like Clover's just letting the nerves down a bit. Like Clover's a good player. He can play up to a really high level when he wants to, but it does really look like that the nerves are letting him down a bit during these games.
Yeah, absolutely. Less than 30 seconds left. Will Satanta sweep Nafina, or can Nafina start the comeback here? Good fake there from Zexel as he manages to buy his teammate Naylor a vital amount of time there on the ball. Zexel now gets 50 though for his troubles. And it's going to be about Naylor here. What can he do with this? Clover trying to play really smart, really intelligent with this. It's going to be about Naylor making a touch on this. Zexel, is that going to be in? Is that going to bounce? It's in! Yes! And in 1.0 seconds! And Zexel, Jade Praise gone, but an amazing win! The pass from Naylor, they pushed up too high, and Zexel buries it. And a 4-0 sweep, and there is absolutely no doubt in my mind who the deserved champions are. Satanta with a 4-0 win. And Mul, I thought that was going to hit it on 0.
I'm just saying, it looked like it bounced on 0. If anyone plays that back in slow motion, I would say that Nafina are absolutely gutted. If you just look, the Jade Bray left the game before the commission screen even came up. So that was actually insane. But great job from Satanta. They played really solid.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to call in the guys for an interview now. And I'm also going to try and get in, of course, their manager, LTX Sam, as well, if he is online. Let's see, he's probably in the chat listening. But if you guys are there, just pop into any lobby at all, and I'll try and move you up. And Mul, tell me about that. A crushing win, dominant win. It's not even that close.
No,
in the end, really was it, and it was just a huge performance there from them. I can't really say anything else about it. They were just amazing.
Yeah, as I was saying at the start, I feel like today was a really on day for that team. And Naylor getting 1700 last season, you can tell that sometimes he's used to this high level of gameplay, and he can get the plays in. He's a very good fundamental player when it comes to threes. He was holding the defense down so well. They let two of his teammates to try and make so many opportunities, and then in the ones, him and Dormer worked so well together. They were making these good passing plays, and it was really catching the opposition off guard. Oh,
yeah,
here they are.
Absolutely. Before you guys say anything, watch the language, please. We are live on Twitch at this moment.
Naylor.
I'm going to come firstly to you, Sam, manager of the winners. A crushing win. Statement for Carrick Dan?
It's just a shame we won't be getting manager of the season now, isn't it?
Shots fired. Let's come to you first, Naylor. You were the first pick for this team in the draft. Very impressive performance. Big wins there from you guys in the end, and yeah, very impressed by it. What do you think was the reason why he crushed Nafina really today?
Just to be brutally honest, I think we're just the better team. That simple as we were all over them from the minute we got in there, and just we knew we played them in the group stages, and we knew what we had to do. We lost the first game to them in a couple of the games, but we knew what to do to stop them, so we just done that again.
Yeah, absolutely. Dormer, coming to you next, of course. I'm not sure about the rest of the staff, but we'll be voting on an MVP. But you got my vote. You played unreal in the first 2 games. But what can you say for Nafina? What do you think went wrong for them? I mean, I was expecting it to be a bit closer, to be honest. On paper, it should be, but it just wasn't.
I don't I don't think they were playing like as well as they could have. Like I've seen Clover play. I feel like and the other guys as well. I feel like they were a little bit slow sometimes. Maybe like their comms weren't doing so good. Like because we were calming everything. I feel like that's why we were so quick to the ball. Um, but yeah, it's hard to say to be honest.
Yeah.
Just I feel like we played a bit stronger.
Did Zexel leave? I think did he just like
I think
bounce?
I think he might have gotten cold feet, to be honest. I don't know.
Okay.
He has like Discord on his phone, so he could have just like had a problem or something.
Okay, cool. Well, since Clover is gone, Sam, coming back to you. You must be fairly proud of these guys. You're looking like you're well for manager of the season, but I guess for your other two teams, one of them, of course, the All Star team, the one you were on, unfortunately, just lost to Nafina in the All Star
Yeah.
ones. But so it must be nice to get some revenge here in the Shooting Star final.
Oh, completely. Shooting star is all that matters. Nobody really cares about All Star. This is where the top tier gameplay is. So
Yeah,
this is all I cared about from the start.
and of course your Rising Star team, of course, are in the final as well. Big game there as well later on in the week, correct?
Yep, 200%. Got Llama back in, so the team's looking strong, and we're expecting a big dub. So easy.
Cool. Mul, any questions for the guys before we finish things up here?
Well, first I want to say congratulations. I really feel like you guys played solid, and as I was saying, Dormer, when you have your days when you're playing well, you play well. You were hitting your shots off the backboard and giving really nice passes. And Naylor, you were such a good fundamental player in threes and then in the twos as well. You guys just played really well together. And the question is, like, how do you guys think you've done better? I know that your response was we were just a better team, but what do you really think the key things for other people that are trying to get to better and try and win these tournaments? What do you think your actual key reasons for why you guys won those games were?
I'd go straight to the comms. Comms are very good. We didn't really wake up to the comms to like the last few games of the season, and then it was just about putting in the hours then as well. The comms, I think comms is massive. So we like, Zexo didn't say anything for the first 4 weeks, and then the fifth or sixth week came, and we were like struggling a bit, and he just started talking, and we were all just talking, and it just worked.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I feel
Sorry,
like
go
Nader's like a really easy player to play around as well. Like he'll calm everything he's gonna do, but he also like won't put you in any bad positions or anything like that. So I feel like definitely Nader was like he like kind of glued the team together. Definitely.
Yeah, and if you don't mind me saying, none of the boys would say this themselves, but there's not a single weak link on this team. Nail is really solid, Dubin's the same, Zexel's mechanical. The boys help him out where he has his little mishaps with double commits and what have you. So like,
Yeah, he's improved
this has no
massively.
weak links. The comms are brilliant. So there's nothing, there's. I think this is the one team where there was no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, did you hear that,
Yeah.
Lucra? What are you going to do with your €10, Dormer and Naylor? You're going to buy a Chinese Naylor, yeah?
I'm not. I only started a new job, so I'm not getting paid till the end of April. So it's going in the piggy bank.
Dormer?
Probably as soon as this isolation thing is over, it'll be spent on a pint.
I'll see you at QCon, Dormer. I'll move you guys out now. Thanks very much for joining and well done. You're Shooting Star champions, guys, Satant with their manager, LTX Sam. And yeah, well done to them, of course, there. Mul, any final thoughts here before we leave the stream, I guess?
I have an amazing announcement actually for everyone watching the stream. Please, 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 please sign up to RLIS if you have not signed up already. It is one of the best leagues ever, and from this final to see how intense it was, you can tell that it's a good league. It's full of great players. It's, as you can see from the guys in the interview, like they didn't really play with each other before, and then they got put on this team together, and now they love each other. You know what I mean? So everyone sign up, get in, and yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And the guys are already talking about the goal that Zexel scored, of course, on 0.25 speed. You can actually see how close it was to touching the ground on 0 seconds. Because as soon as the ball bounced and lifted off the ground, it went to 0. Like, that's how close it was.
Honestly,
But
it looked like it hit the floor.
Thank you very much, Mul, for joining me today. It was a pleasure to have you once again, supporting us for the last few days. And yeah, as he said, guys, sign up to RLIS. If you've signed up in the past, it's much more complete now than it has been in other seasons. Every sign up, of course, matters. And yeah, stay safe during this isolation period, and we will see you later on the week. I believe our next game is on the... Let me just check. Thursday and Friday. Yeah. So the next one is Thursday. The Rising Star Finals Thursday 8 p.m. roughly, maybe a little bit later, and the All-Star Finals are on Friday at 9 p.m. Thanks very much, Mul, and thanks to everyone in the chat, of course. Take care and have a nice day. Bye now.
Bye bye.